Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a new Trekkie. My 5-year mission to search out Star Trek media, to seek out our fans and merchandise, to boldly go where no fan has gone before.
How you doing? My cat is staring at me right now. She now likes to come into, she likes to come out to my room at times now. Say hello, Lily. So now we're looking at 2 episodes of Star Trek Discovery, the episodes Scavengers and Unification 3. Let's look at Scavengers first. After receiving a message from Book, Burnham and Giorgio embark on a rogue mission to find him, leaving Saru to pick up the pieces with Admiral Vance. Meanwhile, Stamets forms an unexpected bond with Adira. I kind of like basically one of the antagonists of this episode is Orion, because I feel like their race of aliens that I feel like honestly, I don't think they were given much. I could totally be wrong about this because it's been a while since I watched Star Trek Enterprise and all those things, so it's kind of hard to me to say okay, yes, were they big? Because I remember Adorans, they were really big in Star Trek Enterprise. So yeah, I kind of like the fact that was the bad guy.
Tested the new system updates on the perimeter pylons. There's only one way to find out. I guess it does work.
And I kind of like the fact that Giorgio, she's in that she's become a bit of a main, a big supporting character. It does make me wonder, when is she going to go and join Section 31 and all that? Because yeah, she seems to be going through something emotionally in this episode. So at the end of the episode, they're able to rescue Book. They're able to they cause a bit of a riot, and everyone is able to get out because they are able to turn off the fence that is electrical. But one thing that's happened is Saru basically tells yeah, you can't be number one anymore. Sorry, because he realizes you've changed since for many years, over the many times we last saw each other, and at the same time, I can't trust number one who goes against my direct orders and all that. So I thought this one was pretty good. I kind of enjoyed it. I like the fact that this was a episode of Booker. I think he's a pretty cool character so far from what has been given when it comes to this character.
Hey, look at me. Get out of here.
Salvage this, you son of a bitch.
Now let's look at Unification 3. While grappling with the fallout of her recent actions and what her future might hold, Burnham agrees to represent the Federation in an intense debate about to release a politically sensitive but highly valuable burn data. So one thing in this episode they have a bit of a archival footage of Leonard Nimoy, him talking, say, hey, me working with Romulans and me creating the planet of
play.
Closed minds have kept these two worlds apart for centuries. We can either choose to live with that enmity or seek a way to change it. The union of the Vulcan and the Romulan people will not be achieved by politics or by diplomacy. But it will be achieved. Like the first Vulcans, these people are struggling toward a new enlightenment.
Navarre was something that he felt really proud about. One thing this episode does is Michael ends up reconnecting with her mother, who now lives on the planet of Navarro, which is the new Vulcan / Romulan. And one thing she basically does is sometimes in this episode she is basically having to take her back shot and say, hey, you're not telling us everything on why you're wanting to do this and why you want to prove something about the burn and all that. Another thing that happens in this episode is that Saru says hey Tilly, will you be my number one and such. And at first she's saying what why me and all that. But as the episode goes on, at the end of the episode, everyone goes say yes. If Michael shows him says yeah, say yes and all that. Because eventually they're able to get all the data that they need to be able to get the things rolling to get the future going. And I do like how the episode ends with Michael and Book them on his ship and his ship is inside of Discovery, and they're looking out into the distance. I thought, okay, that's kind of charming. It's kind of sweet. I kind of like the relationship, honestly. It's working better than the relationship between Michael and Tyler, in a way. But I'm just curious how how this show is going to continue with that relationship in a way, or if there's going to be bits and pieces of challenges as well. So, not too bad. At the same time, after they just show the president of Navarra, I know what's coming up next with and all that. So makes me curious what the future is for season 3 of this show. See you next time.